Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+. Rated TV MALV. Viewer discretion advised. Maya Lopez has betrayed her mentor, the notorious Kingpin. Now on the run, she returns to her hometown to prepare for the biggest fight of her life. Don't miss Marvel Studios' hardest-hitting series yet. An epic 5-episode event. Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
And we're thirsty because it's Thursday.
And this is Bloody Happy Hour. I think we don't really always say that.
Is this Bloody Happy Hour?
Yeah, this is Bloody Happy Hour. We are a true crime podcast, and we are here to tell you about true crime stories that may be a little bloody while we are drinking some beverages.
Yeah.
Which you can, provide us those beverages because it's like happy hour, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's a little bloody.
So if you want to buy us around, you can Venmo at Bloody Happy Hour.
Yeah, or you can cash app
at $ Bloody Happy Hour.
It's pretty simple.
Yep. Right now we're still drinking on this 12-pack. So of Dos Equis salt and lime, and I just love how salty and limey it is.
Oh, do you?
I do. I love salt and lime.
What is it? It is kind of, it does taste kind of like
a salt, like a dressed beer. Like when you get it and you dress it with lime and salt.
If we don't get this nat, we're going to.
Don't.
Hey guys, guess what?
Office.
Oh,
sorry.
I think it's a personal problem.
Wash
your vagina. I don't know. If you're new here, this is how we talk. So get ready. We talk about drinks, we cuss, we talk about blood, and we get pretty inappropriate at times.
Yeah.
Maybe I do mostly, and then sometimes April edits it out, but that's fine.
And if you don't like explicit, this is not your podcast. But if you do, push subscribe right now. Then when you're done, send this episode to a friend, and then go give us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
We will keep you entertained.
But first, before we get into the story, we need to tell y'all about our partnership with Manscaped.
Oh, because this podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.
And we have a special code just for our Bloody Happy Hour listeners. It is BH and then another H.
Oh, BHH?
BHH.
Wow, that's easy.
That code gets you 20% off.
Can you just get anything, or do you have to get the whole performance package?
You don't. If you want the performance package, you can, and this is what comes in it.
Oh, tell us.
This weed whacker that's good for your nose and your ear hair.
Mm-hmm.
This lawnmower for that grass down there. Clean, smooth, shaven, or however you want, because there's different levels. This is called the Crop Preserver. It's a ball deodorant, and it's anti-chafing.
So good.
And then this is called the Crop Reviver. It's a toner. You put your deodorant on, and then if you need a little spritz before you go somewhere, you spray that crop toner on or Crop Reviver on, and you're ready to go. I told you, my husband drives trucks. He's very much a hardworking man, and he said he was fresh and shiny all night.
Love it.
There's also some silky boxers and a beautiful or very masculine Manscaped leather case that you could put it all in.
And I love all of the stuff you just said.
Yeah, Caroline loves the smell. She wears it for perfume.
I do. I smell amazing all the time. People comment. It's great. How could you not love it?
Manscaped.com. Enter the code, 20% off, free shipping, anywhere.
Worldwide.
Iceland.
And if you want to see the stuff that we're doing, you can go to YouTube. We are on YouTube. And I don't know, just type in Bloody Happy Hour podcast.
Yeah.
And go watch our video. And you can see us. And we're going to play some videos today. And you can watch it because sometimes you need a visual.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Caroline
clearly,
knows.
I always need a visual.
Caroline knows. Also, we're changing backdrops. So we've been on the couch. We've been in a dark room. And now we're got this little
just
faux brick background. And tell us which one you like.
Well, yeah, it's part of my ADHD. I just have to keep changing
gotta
it up,
keep
switching
changing
it
it
up.
up.
Can't be the same. Always got to be a little different.
Tell me a story. I love when it's your turn because I don't have to do much but listen and interrupt. And that's the best part.
Okay, well, let me tell you, let me give you a little warning here. If you're a claustrophobic, which I am claustrophobic, I'm just giving you a warning. Doesn't mean you have to not listen. There's a warning. Because I got a little stressed out when I was describing it, but it's not horrible, but it's pretty.
It can be worse than the girl in the box.
I feel like it's a tighter space than the box. Anyway, we're talking about Sarah Boone and George Torres.
Let's do it.
So they started dating in 2017.
Okay.
A couple years. They're both in their late 30s. They both have kids from previous marriages. Sarah Boone describes herself
as what?
As a straight A student with an outstanding mother. She's a straight A student and an outstanding mother to her son. And she excels at everything.
I feel like I'm going to love Sarah.
You're going to love her. She also said that she was someone she was trying to save George. She's trying to save George. And, like, what was she trying to save him from? Well, he had a couple of times where he didn't have the best reputation and he had been to jail before. His previous marriages didn't work out, blah, blah, blah. And, she just was like, he's been involved in some domestic violence situations and I've just really saved him. And I've really made an impact on his life and I'm just making him a better person. I mean, so she's like,
wow,
she's making an impact.
Is she the fixer?
She's basically the fixer. And, everything was going good up until 2020, which is when this incident has occurred that we're about to talk about.
What month? Either way, all of 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, all of 2020. So, should we put the picture up of the two?
Of
the people?
Them? Whenever you're ready.
Put the picture up of them. Okay, so I think I have it right here. Okay, if you're watching on the YouTubes, then there's Sarah and George. Now, George spells his name with a J. So you would think it's Jorge, but it's not. It's George.
What?
Yeah. So we're going to go back to 2018, okay? Because there is a little bit of a situation that happened in 2018. Miss Straight A, outstanding mother, she was actually arrested.
Uh-oh.
For domestic violence against George.
Oh.
Police were called to their apartment. They lived in Winter Park, Florida. So this area is like a nice area, like good weather, palm trees everywhere. They're close to the beach. There's a nice neighborhood. I mean, it's just a nice area. Nice people, good reputation, all the things. So police at this apartment is kind of like, it's one of those neighborhoods where they're going to be like talking. You're like, oh gosh, what's going on over there? What's going on over there? Why are there police here? There's never police in this area. Oh my gosh, what's happening? Kind of like whenever Dirty Chad has an overdose and at my house, and I had the fire truck and the police officer and the ambulance at my house all at one time. And I'm like in this neighborhood when I have like all these retired people around, and it's like all the people are coming outside and they're like all gathering and talking and like, or they're looking out their windows.
They've already known this whole time that he was sketchy, and they're like, oh, it's finally coming out.
Yeah, they sure did. So that's kind of what this apartment's like. So when police finally show up at this 2018, at this call, they find Sarah. She's a hot mess. Hot mess express. She got a red face. She's been crying. I mean, the whole thing. And they're asking her what happened. And she was like, well, George drug me up the stairs, and then he just kicked me in the eye. Okay. And, you know, he was like, she said he did this because she was talking to some guy at the bar. Okay, whatever.
He looks like a meth addict.
Sarah was like, I don't want to press charges. I don't want to file any paperwork. I don't want to do anything. Nothing. I don't know why she called the cops in. Okay, then police go and they talk to George. And they're like, George, what's going on? George gives a completely different story. He was like, no, she followed me up the stairs. She's yelling at me, and then she starts to put her hands around my neck, trying to strangle me, and I was trying to get her off of me, so I kicked at her, and if I kicked her in the eye, I didn't really know where I kicked her at. I was just like, I literally thought I was going to die. Wow. Or get, like, strangled, choked out. So the police do notice he does have, like, these really big red marks around his neck. And so they're like he's convinced she was trying to kill him, and that's why he kicked her off, because he was trying to save his life. So the cops see that, and they're like, okay, we're arresting you. They arrested Sarah, and they charged her for domestic battery by strangulation. Okay. So that's 2018. The following year, 2019... well, now George is getting arrested. George is getting arrested for domestic violence against her. So clearly we have quite a toxic relationship. Wow. I mean, we have Sarah, who she's over here talking about how this relationship is so amazing, and she's Mother of the Year, and she is a straight A student, and all this stuff. And this is everything with the cycle repeats, rinse and repeat, blah, 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 blah. Over and over and over. So one thing that Sarah does mention is that she talks about how much George drinks. And she's like, when there's alcohol involved, it's real bad. And he has a drinking problem, and he drinks way too much. I don't drink that much.
Oh.
That much. He's the one that drinks. He drinks so much. I'm straight A student. I'm Mom of the Year. He's the one that's drinking. He has a drinking problem, and she may have, a bottle of wine every now and then, and they may share a bottle of wine every now and then, but she can handle her drinks, okay? But George, no, he's off the rails. So this brings us to February 24th, 2020. Okay.
That was even before COVID.
Oh, this was literally right before it. And this is when we have a 911 call. Okay.
Do not hang. Exactly what happened. My boyfriend is dead. You can send a line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
No, tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a case and we were playing, and like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep, and I woke up, and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened.
Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase. I tried giving him CPR.
Okay, wait. So that was really a lot, and that was just...
We were playing hide and go seek?
If you didn't hear, she says that her boyfriend is dead. She found him in the suitcase. They were playing hide and go seek.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Welcome to One Star Rewind, a new podcast about those dreaded one-star reviews that every business owner hates to receive, but yet every customer loves to read. During this podcast, we will peel back that one-star review to better understand how it happened, when it happened, and what the business owner is doing after receiving that one-star review. This podcast will be about love, hate, and laughter. On One Star Rewind, we will meet with real business owners who will tell their stories and how they do rely on reviews for their business. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or download us at roguemedianetwork.com. Please subscribe, but only rate and review for not a one-star review. Join us each time for a new review and a new story.
Heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Mike.
And we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros, Foes, Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
911, what's your emergency?
Do you hear that? It's coming from the house.
It's coming from inside the house? Do you mean? Could it be?
The Poltergeist. New from Rogue Media. Two haunted hotties talking about haunted places. Every episode we dive deep into the darkest places and give you a bit of history.
We're getting spooky in all the right places.
You've gobbled your last ghoul.
Follow along for the craziest and spookiest stories with Debbie's Dark Tourism. The Stanley Hotel,
Winchester House,
The Alamo,
Hotel Monte Vista,
and more spooky places. Find us at _Poltergals. POLTERGALS.
Look over your shoulder. It's us,
the Poltergals. Wherever you consume the podcast, you can find us there.
Let me just continue. Because this is just too much. I got another clip. Police arrive at Sarah's apartment. They find Sarah. They come to, she calls 911. They call. She's frantic. She's panicking. She's like, I don't know what happened. I mean, I accidentally went to sleep. Oh my gosh. Full panic mode. Okay.
Went to sleep in the middle of a hide and seek game.
Her story is
she fell
they're
asleep.
playing hide and go seek. He's in the suitcase. She goes upstairs. She falls asleep. She wakes up and forgot he was still in the suitcase. Okay. Clip number 2.
We decided to play hide and seek, right? Okay. So he gets in the suitcase. The problem is I fell asleep. When did you do CPR? This morning, when I found it. Before you called? Yes! It's 1 o'clock right now. I tried. I was awake, but I actually got out of the bed at like 12:30ish, whatever. So I came downstairs, and I was like, oh, he's in the suitcase still. And that's when I found him, and I took him out, and I tried doing CPR, and then I called him, and then I called you guys.
Okay.
What?
Okay. So the cops are questioning her, and they notice like this man that's kind of lingering by the side, and they come to find out her ex-husband is there at the scene, and he actually just lived up the road because they share custody with this. They have a 9-year-old son. So she says she calls him before she calls the police.
Oh, she did. She said, I called him and then I called y'all.
Yes. And later on we find out she didn't call him at all. He called her because she just drinks too much and never knows what she's doing and never calls. Never comes and picks up the kid. Okay, hang on. I couldn't hold it back. Okay, so she's on full panic mode. She tells the ex-husband, what's going on? She's like, come over as soon as possible. And he's like, you need to call 911. That's when she calls 911. And then he's on his way over. He gets to the house and then he's talking to the police. She's over there. She's smoking a cigarette. She's so stressed. She needs water, all this stuff. Police arrive. They're questioning everybody. They're getting statements from everybody, from Sarah, from the ex, from the neighbors. And, it seemed like this was some like crazy, unexplainable, horrible freak accident.
Yeah.
So they're
Obviously.
like, okay. So y'all are playing hide and go seek.
That's not even a good story.
The night before. This is her story. They're playing hide and go seek. That night before, he gets into the suitcase.
So then it's not hide and go seek if you know that's what
I know.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yes. If it's not hide and go seek, if you're hiding him, it's
or if he's hiding while you're watching, it's not hide and go seek.
Well, yeah. What is it? Just some other game. Tell me the name of that game.
What is the name of that game?
I don't know. Think of it while I'm telling the story. So he gets into the suitcase where she had to have zipped him up because, you can't zip yourself up in a suitcase.
Yeah, well, isn't there?
Go ahead, go try.
Isn't there zippers on each side, on the double zippers?
Yeah, but this zipper was even broken, and apparently they had to have a paper clip to even zip it closed.
Oh, shit.
But you would have to have a pretty damn big suitcase, right?
Oh, yeah.
I
can't even picture the type of suitcase.
I can fold up real small, but I don't know about that small. So, allegedly,
we should practice this.
We should. We can do a live reaction.
Yeah.
Interaction.
We're going to put you in a
Even
suitcase.
though in a second, we're going to actually play the whole video.
Oh, God.
So if you're not on YouTube and you're watching it, then you're missing out on your life. So she zips him up and she thinks it's funny. She thinks it's funny because it is. They're playing a game. It's not a big deal. So she goes upstairs and she goes to sleep because she's tired. She's going to sleep. She forgets about him and she's like, oh, yeah, he can get out. No big deal. Then she wakes up the next morning and then she realizes, oh, I think he might still be in the suitcase. He's still inside the suitcase and is not alive.
Oh.
When she goes to get him. And that's the next morning. So then police ask, they're like, okay, well, can we look through your phone? Can we, we just want to talk to you, ask you questions. She's like, oh, yeah, sure. Look through my phone. It's not a problem. She gives them her phone. They gather all the evidence from the apartment. They block it off. They do whatever they need to do. So Sarah goes that night, the night of the incident. She goes and she stays the night with her ex-husband just for the night. She's freaking out. She doesn't know what's going to happen. She doesn't know what's going on, apparently. And then the next day, the investigators call her and they're like, hey, we need to question you. We ask you some questions. So she's like, okay. She drives on over to the police station, not having a care in the world. All willing without a lawyer. All right. And
even if you didn't do it, never do it that way.
Let me tell you.
Never.
Public service announcement, PSA. Don't you ever go to the police station and answer questions with the police without a lawyer. Especially if you're innocent. Especially.
Especially if you're innocent. Oh, and record it all. Because they are.
I don't care if they are like, oh, we just want to ask you for questions. No, I'm not coming up there unless I have a lawyer. Unless you want to be, like, go straight to jail, go ahead. But I'm just telling you now. Here we go.
This morning we went to his autopsy. We were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor. So so he's got scratch marks to his back.
I know what that's from.
Okay. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little
I haven't laid a hand on him. I
considered
not
forced
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
Then how would you get those injuries?
Tell me and we'll both know. I have not touched him.
Okay, bitch has not touched him, as you can hear by her story. So they question her more. They start asking about details from the night before. They're asking like what they were doing. Sarah tells them they were doing a puzzle. They were doing a puzzle, and they had one bottle of wine, because she doesn't really drink that much.
Yeah,
okay,
she doesn't.
She doesn't really drink that much. And then they just decided to go play hide and seek. She went upstairs. She hid in the closet. He never came to find her. She went back downstairs. The suitcase was there, and she thought it would be funny for him to get in it. So then he gets in it. She goes upstairs. She goes to sleep. She forgets. And remember, she was not drunk.
No.
Because she just barely drinks.
But she passed out till 1 p.m.
Yeah, but she doesn't really drink because she's
Okay.
not drunk. So during the interview, they asked her multiple times, did you pass out? Were you drunk? And she was super defensive, like, no. Like, she yells at them. And, she's like, I don't drink. I've never drinking again in my life. I'm like, okay, like, you don't have to get so aggressive.
Are we done with these?
No, I have this, and then I have one more.
Okay.
And then they ask her if she took any photos or videos the night while he was in the suitcase, and she was like, no. But you know what Sarah didn't remember is that she did take photos and a video, and I have a little clip, and then I have a video for you, so listen up.
Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday? No.
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay, so she just took a picture of a dog. April, did you hear that?
Oh.
I mean, just a dog. It's no big deal, right?
How sweet.
Yeah. That wasn't nice of her. But this is what really is going on.
Look at that suitcase.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. Sarah.
Oh my God.
She's not drunk.
Sarah.
Videos on YouTube.
Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Listen to her talk.
Real ransom. Now you want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
Real ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you ching on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
I can't breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up. Shh.
Oh my goodness. That
Yeah.
made me nervous. Y'all, if you look at the video, she is videoing the suitcase that he is in. And this is a big size suitcase. And you see it moving as he's talking.
So at this point, they show her.
Sounds winded.
They show her the video that they found on her phone. She did not remember.
Oh my
But
God.
she don't drink.
But she don't drink.
And she was so what she said was, that's what you get for choking me, is what she was saying.
Oh.
She was saying, that's what you get for choking me, because she was saying that's what it feels like whenever I can't breathe when you're choking me. Well, to me it sounds like they maybe have rough sex. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's choking her like that. Is this fucking So they say, okay, they play the video for her. She doesn't know. She doesn't remember that she has on her phone. As they're playing it, she's like, do I have to watch this? I'm constantly throwing up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see this if that's okay. And they're like, well, this is on your phone and we're here giving you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. And she's like, y'all, I'm a straight A student. No, she didn't say that.
Oh my God, if she did that.
But she doesn't remember at all taking the video. So she had been so drunk that she forgot about it. She handed the phone over to cops like it was nothing, like it was no big deal. And like, oh, sure, here's my phone. Like, do-do-do. Just dumbass. So she continues to get questioned, and she tries to like flip it and reverse it and do the Missy Elliott thing. And she slowly starts to realize that she may not be able to leave this police department.
I mean, it's a good chance
She
you're not
may
leaving.
be handcuffed at the end. So she says she's not admitting to anything. She did not kill George, and she wants to know what the next step is. Well, bitch, the next step is you're about to get arrested.
And you better get a lawyer.
While they cuff her, she's asking why this is happening, and they're like, that's because George is dead. Oh, God. And she's like, well, not intentionally.
Oh.
Why is this happening? This was a trick. This is all, and this is all recorded on her 2-hour interview. So she went to court in July of 2022. Trial date was set for November. Okay. What month is this right now?
November.
It's November. Well, she's gone through about 3 different attorneys, and that's why the case has been postponed to January.
Does she fire them? Or do they quit on her?
I think so. She's met. They like aren't talk. They like don't talk to her. I think they hate her. So this is what investigators now think that this is what they're thinking happened.
Mm-hmm.
That George got into the suitcase. He was at the top of the stairs. She either kicked or pushed the suitcase down the stairs, which is why he had all these like cuts, like scratches and cuts on his lip and all these different cuts. Because the video of the suitcase that she took, the video of the suitcase was face down in that video, which means that he maybe had to have flipped it over or whatever. And she did admit to flipping the suitcase in her interrogation. So this is what you got to picture. He crawls into the suitcase. She zips it up like it's a joke. And then once it's zipped up, he can't get out because zipper's on the outside, so he couldn't get it open. But then once she's flipped it over, now he's like crunched up into this position with like these injuries, and the injuries are consistent with how his body is. Like something's happened. Like the neighbors had said that they had heard like like a thud, Like neighbors said that they heard a thud, which would be consistent with him like being pushed down like the suitcase being like like flopping down the stairs. And so they're like, it's not a normal sound. That's why they think that the suitcase was pushed down the stairs. And if he's in the suitcase, he's like completely constricted. You can't breathe. You have no oxygen. And that's why if you watch the video, you kind of see like he's trying to like push, or like it's almost like he's trying to push himself out of it. And he's like, it's like wobbling or wiggling a little bit. It's horrible.
It's the worst.
I've watched it enough to where I don't know.
Thinking about it, it makes you like nervous. Then I'm like, why in the hell did he get in a damn suitcase?
Oh, I would never. I've played hide and go seek a lot of times. Not drunk hide and go seek with a boyfriend, but in a suitcase. But in a closet, I played it and I freaked out every time. So he's folded up. He has no oxygen, and everything's constricted. Plus, he's upside down, and he's in this like horrible position. So the autopsy shows that he died from positional asphyxiation, which is suffocating because of the position that you are in. She was literally drunk, filming him, taunting him about their issues, and he was actually dying and begging for his life while she goes upstairs, forgets about him, goes to sleep, then wakes up, remembers in the suitcase. I cannot even imagine.
So I don't even believe any of that. I don't believe that he might have drank.
Okay, so
she was the biggest drunk, right?
So there's been a couple more things that have come out as far as like psychological evaluations and things like on her, and they say that she's very used to talking her way out of stuff. And the interrogation video says that, she says over and over and over and over and over how she doesn't drink. But when the officers were there talking to her ex-husband, he was saying that he called her around 11 or 11:30 that next day. So she didn't even wake up. He called her because he has to make sure that she's going to come pick up their child. So he says she drinks a lot. And he didn't know if she was going to pick up the son that day. And so this was a pattern he would call her, and would have to like get her to get up to like come get the kid.
I wouldn't even want her to come get my kid.
I know.
Let him stay.
I'm sure she only got her for like a day. So then that was like the pattern of like him having to call her, and that was just a normal thing. And then also they asked the neighbors, and the neighbors said it was normal for her to always be yelling and cussing at people, and she was always so rude, and that she was definitely no outstanding mom and straight A student.
No straight A student.
So while this incident, I don't think it was intentional, because it wasn't. It's just she's charged with second-degree murder.
Because it wasn't premeditated.
Yes, because in order to prove first-degree murder or intentional murder, you would have to have intent, and they couldn't, and like some kind of premeditation, in which they would not be able to show that because he got himself in the suitcase. And then there's this such thing in Florida that's called depraved heart homicide. And that means that you're angry at the person and you want something bad to happen to them.
Yes.
So that is an actual
another charge.
Okay. And I was watching this other a lawyer from Florida, and he's been covering the case, and he was going through all of this, and he talked a lot about it. So
that's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like when we say with malicious intent.
And I don't know. I think it's just different based on the state. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna leave you with a little cliffhanger, which I love to do.
The trials
because this was supposed to be in November, but since this dumbass
you did this just so you could watch the trial.
Girl,
have a part 2.
I knew we were going to have a long first episode. I knew we were going to talk about some heavy stuff, so I had to bring up a little bit of... to me, this is funny, but it's not funny, but it's funny. So, she is set to appear at her pretrial January 17th, 2023, and the trial is supposed to be January 30th, 2023.
Oh
so we have the OnlyFans murder in December 19th. Lori Vallow has just been found again recompetent to stand trial because she's obviously manipulating the system if these dumbasses haven't figured it out yet. And I don't know when that's going to happen. We have the Delphi case, which is supposedly currently it's set for March, which I'm sure that if they don't push that back for, I don't know how they could do that fast. I don't know how some trials get done fast. But listen, I'm here for the OnlyFans in December, and I'm here for the Suitcase in January. And y'all know I'll be all over those cases.
Okay.
I'm probably going to take those days off.
Listen, can we make a deal?
Maybe.
I will watch one of the court cases. You choose. If you start watching Yellowstone.
Oh! I don't have Peacock.
I got
but
it.
okay, but I have YouTube
Paramount.
Premium,
Uh-huh.
which is no commercials and no ads, and you can fast forward and rewind. So I'll have to give you my YouTube, and you can give me your Peacock.
You have
I hope
to
you give me
watch
your
it, though.
Peacock
My Peacock.
one day.
That we have to make a deal because I was like, Caroline doesn't know what she's missing out on.
I know, but I don't know what you don't know what you're missing out on. And listen, I'm telling you, you go into these like you just like depressions or
when
almost
it's over.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, good one. Keeping that one in. See what beer does? Oh my goodness, that was there's been a couple of Suitcase murders.
Yes.
I think there was another woman who did that to her husband, McGuire or something, but nobody has ever been dumb enough to video
it.
To be that drunk, to video it and not know it, and then so stupid to like leave them in the fucking suitcase and then call the police and tell them what happened.
So there you go. There's Sarah Boone in the Suitcase murder.
Sarah Boone. All right, y'all.
So you're
hope you
welcome.
enjoyed it. That was a good one. It was a quick one too.
I know.
It's like Tuesday.
It
all
might have
over
been quicker
again.
than a quickie.
Tuesday all over again. So manscaped.com. Go on and go to Venmo. Send us around for next week. Rate, review, and subscribe.
Follow the Instagram. Subscribe to our stories. You can get announcements for anytime we post a story. I'm getting updates all the time, like I just did right now. And yeah.
All right. Don't forget to
stay aware.
Stay alive.
And always, always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.